heard earlier, the Playa provides. Tom talked about that, and it's true. But I have to tell you that I grew up a Girl Scout. And as a Girl Scout, I learned to be prepared for every situation, no matter what. And that's how I entered the Playa, prepared for every situation, or so I thought. Because I really did not want to be a sparkle pony. Now, a sparkle pony is that person who arrives with the most amazing costumes you've ever seen, and little else. And they wander around the Playa saying, I'm not worried, the Playa provides, the Playa provides. And I did not want to be that person. But I learned really quickly that it was true. The Playa provides in ways that you cannot even begin to imagine. The first way the Playa provided was by the drunken Disney sing-along. High noon on a Wednesday. Now, truth be told, you did not have to be drunk to enjoy this, although I'll say maybe it helped a little bit. We were trying to find Camp OK Not OK, and this past year at Burning Man, there were dust storms every single day. People talked about it saying, we've never seen it like this before. Every day there's a dust storm. But the dust storms ended up being a way that the Playa provided something you didn't know you needed. Sometimes the dust was so thick, holding your hand out in front of your face, you couldn't even see it. And there was nothing to do but put your bike down, turn on those lights, sit next to it. You put your goggles down, you pulled your mask up. And if you surrendered to it rather than fight against it, it became the most magical, mystical massage. Just trust that everything's going to be okay. And it was. Kind of turns out that's some pretty good advice for life as well. But back to the drunken Disney sing-along. There we were. I'd ridden 2 miles across the Playa, and anyone who's ridden in the dust, you know that's quite a workout, especially when there's a storm brewing. And we'd all converged where it was supposed to be, but Camp OK, Not OK wasn't there. Not because it was hidden in the dust, it just wasn't there. So it was kind of this Disney version of Marco Polo. It was Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata. And there was about a dozen of us kind of milling about on the road, and then we thought, why not have the Disney sing-along right here? There's enough of us. And we started singing, Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata, ain't no bad grace. And we're singing along, and it's wonderful, and we're having a great time together. But the dust storm intensified, and soon, no matter how much fun we wanted to have, we were kind of being exfoliated in a way you did not want to be exfoliated. And so we dispersed into various shelters. I ended up at Temple of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, and that's where I met Spectra. Now, crazy thing is, been searching for the Disney sing-along when I meet this guy who's got Disneyland tattooed down his ribcage. He's got Peter Pan, John, Wendy, and Michael around his ankle. And we start to chat, and we're sharing some fruit punch, and someone comes in moments later saying, oh my gosh, they're singing Hakuna Matata next door. And I look at Spectra, and he looks at me, and I'm like, it's the Disney sing-along. And he turns to the bartender and says, immediacy. And the bartender gives a thumbs up, and off we go. We go next door, and there's 75 to 100 burners singing their hearts out. And it is magical. We are singing Beauty and the Beast and Frozen, and if any of you know Nexus, he was there too, and we have video to prove it. It was magical. Mickey Mouse is leading us, and libations are being passed. We sang Circle of Life to a gallon jug of Jack Daniels. And then it was over. But the magic continued. The Playa continued to provide. The next day was my birthday. The Playa provided presents I didn't even know that I needed. The pink bike ride, my camp was pink hard, and we gathered together about 300 burners, pedaling across the Playa. We're shouting out compliments, blowing kisses. We converge on center camp, and we're sharing hugs. For any of you that know me, you might know I'm a free hug fairy, sort of an aficionado. And at that point, there are hundreds upon hundreds of hugs being shared, and I am high from the oxytocin, and it is wonderful. And I think if this is the only gift I get, this is worth it. But it continues. Now, later that day, I had planned to meet up with IMU at DC Burner Camp and party with them. And I arrived right on time because I'm half Pennsylvania Dutch and we're always on time. But burner time is a little bit different than Pennsylvania Dutch time, and they were a bit delayed. And I needed to get my dance on. So I continued, and the Playa provided Planet Earth, an 80s disco that happened to be blaring out Depeche Mode, my favorite band. I sashay on in, and I am blowing bubbles because it's my birthday. And then I spot him, alone, swaying in the corner. And he is beautiful. Big brown eyes ringed in black eyeliner, a tight black t-shirt, shredded black leggings, and it is instant attraction. I make eye contact, and then he looks at me and he shouts. He says, "Hey, why are you blowing bubbles?" And I say, "It's my birthday." He says, "That's rad. How old are you?" Now, truth be told, I never talk about how old I am. But at that moment, I don't know. I'm feeling free, and I shout out, "48. He says, "That's cool. You want to dance?" Oh yeah, I want to dance. And we dance, and the Playa provides Depeche Mode soundtrack, and before you know it, we are kissing, and it is electric. And we dance, and we kiss, and we kiss, and we dance. I don't know how long has passed. And before you know it, we are sweaty, giddy, and excited. And then we're outside, and it's freezing cold, and I look at him, and he looks at me, and we don't want that magic to end. We find our bikes in the pile, and he says, "How far is it to your camp?" And I point out to the pink heart in the distance and say, "There." He doesn't bat an eye. He gets on his bike, I get on my bike, and we are pumping legs through the drifted, dusty sand. We make it back to my one-person tent, and arms entwined, legs entwined, bodies entwined, skin on skin, and it is beautiful, and it is healing. I hadn't felt like that in a long time. To be desirable to someone, to have that kind of connection, it's wonderful. A new day dawns, and there's a note left on my tent, written on a Spider-Man toy wrapper. "Hey, you want to meet up to watch the man burn together? Leave a message at my tent, 6 and E, Kyle." I've heard from people that being asked to watch the man burn is like being asked to prom. I've never gone to prom, and I don't care that it's 30 years late. I am finally going to prom. I am elated. I am so happy about this, and it is a beautiful moment. Now that day it's Friday, and I hadn't made it out to the temple, and I go, and somehow by fate, Kyle and I meet by chance. 70,000 people, and we meet at the temple by chance? That doesn't happen. And then we part for the day because we need time to process everything we've seen. I end up back at my camp, and everyone is there because another dust storm has arrived, and the Playa provided. And then it's Saturday. Thought I'd leave a message at Kyle for when we'd meet to watch the burn, but I end up at his camp, and there he is reading a book. And we get to spend the entire day together. We see a trebuchet flaming piano. Who knew you needed to see that? But we did. And then we spent the entire day exploring out in deep Playa. We meditate, we nap together, and someone appears with a bottle of cold, white wine. The Playa provided romance. And then it's the night to watch the man burn, and there's the fire conclave, every bit as magical as you said. And we are front row center watching the man burn, and it is cathartic and celebratory and beautiful. The following night, we watch the temple burn. It is releasing, it is healing, and it is beautiful. We spend that night together, and then it's Monday, and we're leaving. We don't know if we'll ever see each other again. We exchange emails, and we exchange phone numbers, and he's on his way and I'm on mine, and I'm back in Reno, decompressing a little before heading back to DC. And I get a text message. It says, "Hey, it's Kyle. I'm in Reno doing laundry. Where are you?" And I was like, "I'm in Reno too. I'm at the Sands." And the next message is capital letters. "Oh my God, no way, me too." And we meet up for another magical night. Now here's the thing about the Playa providing and the magic we might experience. It doesn't have to end at Burning Man. We navigated an 8-month relationship. He in Calgary, me in DC. We got to see each other face to face 4 more glorious times. There were many challenges, distance, and other things happened that occur in life. And although we're no longer primary partners, we're in each other's hearts, and we are very, very close. My message to you is that, yes, the Playa provides, and maybe that's because we allow ourselves to be real and raw and cracked open. We see magic that otherwise we might look directly past. But because we're looking for that magic, we experience it. We can experience the same magic right here. And all I ask of you is, do you dare? Do you dare?